And then Dmitry Orlov slides across, bang, he hits Kuraly with an old-time beauty hip check, and then...
We're back, baby. We're back in the dub column. We got it tonight. I got the old goal song going because I'm feeling nostalgic. Because we haven't won back-to-back games. Well, we haven't won back-to-back games tonight. But we haven't won games consecutively in a long time. And I'm feeling nostalgic. And frankly, I'm just kind of not a fan of the new goal song. Yes. Welcome back. We got the dub tonight. Like I said, against the Boston Bruins. We had a rebound game that we absolutely needed to have tonight. Taking down the Bruins before we fly off to Denver, Colorado to take on the Colorado Avalanche. We got the dub 3-1. Askarov comes up huge for the boys with 34 saves tonight, something like that, with a .971 save percentage. Hello, Calder. Pick up the phone, call your boy, because Askarov needs to get the nod. Like, for sure needs to get the nod. Yes, welcome back. We're going to talk about tonight's game because we absolutely need to talk about it. Based on my last video, the Sharks did absolutely everything I needed them to do to get the dub tonight, to get me back on track. I was doom and gloom my last video. That's the life of a Sharks fan, but tonight I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. We had some new line combos tonight. I don't know if you noticed. Looking at the line combos, we had William Macklin getting bumped up to the first line with Philip Kurashev getting bumped down to the second line. So we had Macklin, Celebrini, Will Smith on the first line, Kurashev, Wenberg, and Tyler Toffoli on the second line. I'm not going to talk too much about Tyler Toffoli tonight. Third line, Adam Gaudent, Ty Dellandrea, and Collin Graf. That line had an absolute amazing game tonight. And then the fourth line, we got Goodrow, Osopchuk, and Ryan Reeves, who also had a really good night tonight. They had the kind of shift and kind of night that we needed them to have based on our last game. We also had some defenseman adjustments. We had Shakir Mukhamadullin back in the lineup tonight, as well as Sam Dickinson. Both those guys played absolutely amazing tonight. Our defense isn't the greatest, but I was happy with tonight's performance. 100%, full stop. We also had a new power play unit top line. William Macklin getting bumped up to that first power play unit, as well as Tyler Toffoli and Dmitry Orlov. Now, my last video, I told you William Macklin hasn't been playing great, in my opinion. He hasn't really scored much this year. He's been injured. That's the other part of it. But I think Warzowski wants to get him going more, so he's putting him with top line minutes, top line players, putting him on the top line power play unit to get him going in some degree. And I think the same is for Tyler Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli's been struggling. I've mentioned this already. But I think to get him going, get both these guys going, I think the answer is to put them on the power play unit, and hopefully they can score a goal, whatever, find that confidence, find the mojo, whatever. I think that's the thinking here. Obviously, Klingberg's not in the lineup, so he wasn't on that unit. Dmitry Orlov definitely has earned. I mean, he had like 14 assists early on in the year or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but he deserves to be there. Full stop. Great ideas for the line combos. I still think Philip Kurashev needs to go back to the first line. I'm okay with it tonight. I definitely want to see him go back to that first line against Colorado, because we know how he played against Colorado. I want to see that again. We can do some line adjustments when we play Vancouver on Friday. Let's just go back to the way it was for Colorado, okay? With tonight's game, it was definitely the rebound that we needed. Everything I said in my last video about the Sharks and how they played, the Sharks answered tonight. We just needed to play better. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to the Stanley Cup Finals this year. Hear me out. Every time we play a good team, one of the better teams in the league, we win. There's maybe like one or two out in there that I'm forgetting, but we've beaten like every good team this year. If we can just keep this momentum going and we get to the dance, we can beat good teams. Now that's pipe dreams. I'm obviously kidding, but there is real something happening here with the Sharks. If we play good teams, we play up to their level. It's when we play these teams that we don't see very often, which we don't see the Bruins very often, but we obviously pay attention, or the team plays attention to what's happening in the standings, and they play up to these teams. I wish we would have done that yesterday. I wish we would have played better than yesterday. The Senators came in and dictated that game, but I've already talked about that. I think tonight we dictated a lot. There was a lot of pushing and shoving for who had that control of the game, and it would go back and forth, but the Sharks for the majority of the time held that out. And that's exactly what we need to do tonight. So if the Sharks can continue to play this way going forward, looking across at the other bench and being like, that is X team, they are better than us. Look up and down our bench and be like, we got skill, we got talent, let's go show them, and play up to the talents. That's fine. I said we don't have an identity in the last video. We still don't, but tonight was like a very good, solid base to be like, hey, the Sharks can compete with the best of them. So why not just fan that flame a little bit? All right, we'll get to the identity of the team somewhere down the road, but tonight was a great game. But speaking about the game tonight, I said in my last video, Sharks need to come out and just hit. That's all they needed to do. They did that and some tonight. I got to give credit to the fourth line, and I got to give credit to Ty Dellandrea and Collin Graf tonight. I will speak on that in a minute. But the fourth line, I don't know if it was their first shift or if it was their second shift or whatnot. I don't know what it was, but it was in the first period. I can tell you that. That line came out and was banging bodies up and down the ice the entire shift. Ryan Reeves also had some pretty good hits throughout the game. I will give Ryan Reeves his kudos. He deserves them. But that line did exactly what we needed them to do. The third line also did what they needed to do. Collin Graf is playing defensively pretty damn good. I'm surprised he's on the third line, but once he finds his scoring touch, I've said this many times through my Twitter account, I believe he's going to be bumped up somewhere down the road. And if he does, I told you so. But Ty Dellandrea also had a great game tonight. I mean, this whole team had a great game tonight. I mean, let's just be 100% honest with each other. The Sharks came out, did what I asked them to do, and that was to hit. And it was sustained throughout the whole game. It wasn't one shift, it wasn't two shifts, it was the whole game. Bodies were being banged everywhere. Hello, Dmitry Orlov. The old school hip check. Love seeing that one. But we can't talk about this game without talking about the man who needs to get the call about the Calder Trophy, Askarov. Played insanely good tonight. I know he wants that goal back. I think that was Mukhamadulin's fault. He's going to have some faults every once in a while. That's okay. But man, Askarov played great. Number one star of the game tonight. If you want to win, put Asky in. That's it. That's all we need to do. The team plays better in front of him. He feeds off of them. They feed off of him. Well, let's do it. I 100% think he's going to be in net when we go play Colorado. At least I hope to God he is. Play net against Vancouver. That's fine. We'll let that be. That will be another video when that time comes. But yeah, great game tonight. Let's talk about some stats, shall we? Because there are some we need to talk about. Like I said, these are the line combinations. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Askarov making 34 saves and the Sharks defeating the Bruins at home. Looking at the first period shot for shot, we got 10 shots to 12. As San Jose had the first period shots. They won that battle, and Shakir Mukhamadullin gets on the board late in the first period off of a deflection. I forget whose stick it goes off of. It doesn't matter. It counts. I'll take it. Good shot. Crazy good deflection. That was a little puck luck, but that's okay. He gets his first of the year. Again, good to see him getting going because our defense has not been great. I'm happy that the defense is actually panning out with him and Dickinson in the lineup. Yes, it's going to change in the future, but the more games those guys get, the better they get and the better we play. So love seeing that. Second period, 15-11. I'm still happy with it. We didn't fade away like we did the last game. We were still competitive. Third period, 10-8. At that point in time, the Bruins are playing from behind. Second period, let's go back. I forgot to talk about Mac getting his 14th goal of the year. That kid is still at the top of the league, or with the big dogs at the top of the league. Obviously, it's Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and then it's Macklin Celebrini. Love seeing that for him. Gonna knock on some wood. Keep that train rolling. Mac's gonna do what he's gonna do. Dmitry Orlov also gets the assist, and Tyler Toffoli actually gets the point on that one. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that helps him. And then, like I said, Connor Geekie scores late in the third, or midway through the third, I should say. And then Collin Graf ices the game with the empty net goal. There was a moment, a split second, where William Macklin shot that puck into the empty net and it didn't go in. And I just had an immediate flashback of, I can't remember who it was we played at the beginning of the year. Someone, I can't remember who it was. But he also missed an empty net and they went down and scored, and then we lost the game in overtime. I had an immediate flashback of that moment in time. I was like, God, it's not going to happen. And then Collin Graf was there to bury it. Cool. Looking at the stats, face-offs, 50%, way better than last night. Cannot complain about that. Do I wish we had more? Yeah, but I will take 50-50. Power play, like I said, tonight we were 1 for 6. Power play, the first unit, I understand and I can appreciate experimentation, try to get things going, trying to get players going. I still want to see Will Smith back on that unit after tonight. I don't know. We'll see. The power play still needs a lot of work. The talent is there. I just think the execution is not there. So I'm okay with that tonight. Hits pretty even, 30-23. I'm just glad that we did not dwindle away after the first period. We were still in the fight. We were still competitive. We still threw the body around when we needed to. Block shots, getting in the lane, helping Asky out, taking 15-9. We took that one. Giveaways, takeaways, whatever. I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm just happy about tonight's game, man. The only one thing I'm really not super stoked about of this game is Zadorov completely trucked Macklin Celebrini into the boards. And there was really no response from anybody. I mean, it's Zadorov. The dude is a mountain of a person. And I don't really expect Macklin to go after him. I don't really expect anyone on the first line to go after him. Fourth line, I thought there was a moment there where Ryan Reeves was going to get him at some point. But I think we were winning the game at that point. So smart decision, but also don't you touch Macklin like that ever again. Who we got next? Like I said, we got Colorado coming up on Wednesday. Give me that first line again. Put Askarov in the net. Let's see how it goes. We beat them once already. Can we do it again? We'll see. They're the best team in the league right now. I think they won 9 straight. You look at the little ticker coming up down there. I think it said they've won 9 straight now. So it's going to be a good test for us. I just want to see this team carry this momentum over the next 3 days and not not play like we did or we have in the past. I want to see this team at least compete. I'm not going to say we're going to win. I'm not going to say we're going to lose. I just want to see a good game from the offense, from the defense, from the goaltending, power play, special units, all that. I want to see it from our team. Looking at the standings really quick because we got to do it. The Sharks are knocking on that door still, sitting right below the Utah Mammoth right now for that playoff spot, the wild card spot. I know we're a long ways away, but you know what they say, if you're not in a playoff spot by American Thanksgiving, you're most likely out of it. And right now we're damn near close, and we have a real big challenge coming up right before Thanksgiving to see if we actually can do this against the Colorado Avalanche. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. So let's get out of here. All right, boys, that's gonna do it for me tonight about this game. Stick taps for the boys. Great game for Askarov. I want to see this momentum keep going. If you have any thoughts about the game, do me a solid. Let me know how you feel about the play of our boys and how you're feeling going into Colorado and taking on that freaking monster. I'm out of here, boys. You guys have a good night. I will see you guys after Colorado. Peace.